Today we're going to be taking a close look at the atmosphere by Dr. Scientist. The atmosphere is a digital reverb pedal with 16 presets ranging from the traditional spring, hall, plate to some of the more non-traditional sounds like alias, swell, aether, smear. We're going to be taking a look at just 10 of these presets. Stay tuned.
Three, two, one. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, hoisting harmony to the heavens and opening new gateways for international science. Discovery has cleared the tower.
Roger roll, Discovery.
Discovery's rolling over to 3 and now on a head down position on track for its flight to the international space station.
Alright, so now we're going to take a look at some of the more advanced options that the atmosphere has to offer. And what better place to start than with the bypass screen? We have 11 different bypass screens to choose from, and it's easy to select the one that you want. Just simply, while powering on the device, we hold the bypass switch, and then we will use the multi switch to flip through our 11 bypass screens. To select the one you want, you're going to click bypass one last time, and there you go. Next up is going to be the patch selector. It's a rotary knob with 4 functions. Turning it right or left allows you to advance through the presets, while pushing it one time lets you toggle between default mode and preset mode. Holding our patch knob will actually save the changes you've made to the preset. Now, next, if we double click our knob, we actually can move into our menu screen. We're going to talk more about that in just a moment. Next step, we're going to be taking a look at the multi-stomp. Here you'll notice that there are going to be 2 categories. The first that says press and the second that says hold. And you'll see that we have options afforded to us under each category. Now, in the press function, basically what this means is if we press the multi-knob, or switch, once, it will act in any one of these ways here you see. We can select tap tempo. Right now, its default setting, its factory default setting is to turn your LFO on and off, and that really comes in handy. So for now, I'm gonna leave it there. Now in the hold section, we have it set to infinity. So what that does is it takes our decay and ramps it all the way up to infinity and beyond. But you'll see that there's other features here that we can select if you'd like, and ultimately it's up to you to explore those, but yeah. Alright, the last thing that we're going to be taking a look at is going to be our menu screen. Now, to get there, we simply double click our preset encoder knob. You'll see that there are 4 categories afforded to you. It's going to be MIDI, bypass, expression, and LFO. Now, real quickly, the MIDI, you'll notice that it's set to 17, which is Omni 17. To change the channel, we just click our patch encoder and we advanced up or down through that. Next, we're going to take a quick look at the bypass. Well, we have 2 types of bypass here. We have true bypass, which the pedal ships with, which means once we disengage the pedal, we turn it off. The effect stops. It cuts it off abruptly. It can come in handy sometimes, and most times. But we also have the trails feature, and what that means is when we turn off the pedal, the reverb decays naturally, and that's cool too. Next up is going to be the LFO section. Now here you'll notice that there's a slew of options here. Basically, the pedal ships with our LFO turned off. So what we can do is go down and turn that on. You'll also notice that we have a rate, which for me, I have MIDI controlling the rate of this pedal. But we can turn that up, we can advance that or turn it down. The next thing is going to be the depth of the LFO, how strong the LFO is going to be. I'm going to turn mine all the way up for this. And the next thing we have is going to be our waveforms. And there's a few different here that you can kind of take a look at. But it's ultimately up to you to look at those, to check them out. I am going to keep mine set at triangle for the moment. Now when we bounce back out of here and we go into the LFO to control this, or if we want our expression pedal to control this, or whatever expression device that you're using. Now, real quick, what LFO is, low frequency oscillator. Just imagine it, for the sake of argument, being an extra set of hands turning these knobs, increasing and decreasing the values at the rate that we've selected. And yeah, that's pretty much how that works. That's the magic. Kinda. Alright. Now, for this last little exercise, I am going to set the LFO to control the mix and the volume, and this is what it should sound like. Now, what if we want to use the expression pedal? Let's set it up to where it controls the resolution. And it'll sound like this. Now, in the off chance that you're weird like me and you want some of the settings here to be inverted, it's basically the way the LFO works is it's increasing and decreasing the values all on a global setting. So by that I mean, if we have the volume and the mix knob set the same, then the LFO will be taking them from their starting point to the end point the same, moving it in that same direction. Now, if by chance you wanted it to be flipped, if you wanted the LFO to be behaving one way for the mix knob and completely different for the volume knob, that's not something we can do with the LFO. But if we incorporate something like the 8-step by Electro Harmonics, you'll notice that this one is starting from the right and moving to the left, which is opposite of the way our LFO is going. So I'm going to set that for the volume, and this is what we get. I'm sure you'll come up with something different. This is one of those pedals where you're limited only by your own imagination. So, take this pedal and create something awesome. In the meantime, it's been fun. Let's